list. When your time comes, don't postpone it. When others down and out, you don't condone it. Truth be told, yourself is your toughest opponent. When your moment comes, grab hold and own it. Never let go, stand tall and hold tight. Overcoming obstacles is the objective in life.
Welcome to Man vs. Theta. I'm Spectre, and this is our daily review for September 14th. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm not going to go through every chart. I'm going to just go through some quick highlights for the day. I'm sorry for the delay for getting these out, but I do want to at least share a little bit about what happened today. And let's get right into it. All right, so here's the watch list for today. The tickers I want to be focused on are going to be IMMU. We'll talk a little bit about that. Let's talk a little bit about Nkla, Nvidia, and Tesla. All right, so let's jump right into it. So first ticker, IMMU. Okay, unless there's a short squeeze or over 88 or some profit-taking volume, I'm not really looking to trade it. So a lot of people got really excited about the buyout and how there's going to be an opportunity there, and there was. And the opportunity was really more on the short, right? And so, whoops. All right, so once this came in here and we broke the 86 level, so you got to take a look at what's the situation on IMMU. So I was looking at, there's a 12% short. There's probably people going, oh, this is going to keep going. It's going to moonshot. It's a buyout at $88, guys. So that's kind of creates a little bit of a ceiling unless a squeeze gets underway, right? So if it broke over 88, then we might have got a squeeze, but it didn't. Now, think about this. If you were a buyer from $40 and you wake up the next day and it's at $87 and the buyout is at $88 and it's going to happen in the fourth quarter, is it worth holding on to your shares for that extra dollar for the buyout when you can just sell it now, lock in those profits, and use that capital elsewhere? So once this thing started going, selling down at this point here, 85, 86, and it broke maybe this level here or this level right here, you can use that thesis, put a stop up over here at 87.50, risk $1, and write it down for some profit taking. I was targeting that it may go down to 80. It only got down to like 83, 84, I think. Yeah, 84-ish. So I was off on how far they might profit take it. I took a small short from the 85s down into this 84.50 area. No, I'm sorry, 80, yeah, actually that's what it was. And then it just chopped around right here, and I got down to the 83s. It wasn't worth my time. So after this, took it, came back up, took it for like 30 cents, and I said, it's not worth it. It's not worth the effort. But I just wanted to share the perspective on how to look at buyouts. And that you don't get so excited about it generally. You can go with some size here for some profit taking, but don't be expecting it's going to go much higher when you have this huge gap and a set price. So it's a waste of your time overall, I think. All right, next ticker that we want to talk about. Let's talk about Nkla. So the comments on Nkla. Let's take a look. The little more detailed rebuttal from them today, but it wasn't what I considered a strong CEO quality rebuttal, right? And so I wasn't too excited about it, but it was kind of what I was looking for. I was hoping to see this rebuttal come in after the open, and I was really wanting to get the gap down into 27 to get long. And instead, what happened is we got the 27 in pre-market. And then we got to push up. So then I was kind of like, okay, well, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with this 31.50 to 32 area. If that fails, I kind of like it as a short versus the 32.50. But then if it got over 32.50, then I was expecting a big short squeeze, right? So let's take a quick look at the chart, and we have let's see, Nkla. All right. So let's take a look at this action here. So we had this push. We had this right here, pop 3150, failed, can get short, flush down into 30, could be a little bit of profit, or even at the open, rejected here, flush down into 29, and then it started coming back, right? And then take a look. When it broke this 3250 area, it was going to rip. And I learned this in the BBS Discord room that I was thinking that this is going to, I think I said 35 to 36 was my target. Yeah, that's what it was. And anyways, that's what we got, right? So we had this rip up here. You could have risked 50 cents to $1 and get, and it got to 36. So you sold at 35.50, 35.20, risking 50 cents. That's a great risk reward. You got 1, 2, so 1.5 to 3 to 1 risk reward if you got in at 32.50, and it got 5 to 1, I believe, if you held it all the way into 36 to 36.50. So great risk reward, and you can go size. At this point, there's such a strong long because of the short covering that was going to trigger off that 32.50 that you could have gone, like say you normally go 1,000 shares, sometimes you might want to go 5,000 if you got the capital, and then boom, you get paid. So this is a beautiful trade for me. One of my ones that bring a biggest smile in my face is like I haven't done one of these in a while, I feel, and it just was like textbook. So it was great. All right, let's move on. Nvidia. Now this one was started off great, and then it turned out to take away the profit I made. So let's talk a little bit about that. So it was a nice gap on the arm. It can go either way. Overall, I'm leaning toward a short on the open for some gap fill, and then if it clears, go back for 520 for the long. So I kind of forgot my notes. Okay, I got kind of a little caught up and excited on the way it was moving, and I was like, hey, with all those upgrades, I got a little caught up in that, and I totally forgot my notes, and I botched it. But so let's take a look at the chart, and I'll talk a little bit about what I did. Okay, let's see. Okay, so with this move right here, this dip, I thought that might have been the dip, right? So got this, bought this. I think I got like around $9 or $10 on the 540 calls, and it ran up into 532. Got some off at around 1250. Missed the 13 sells, and then it started coming down. Then I'm like, okay, let me try this again long at this level, expecting this to go back up, right? And then it slammed. So anyways, this basically I had to stop out right here for a loss when it broke this low here. But basically took away all my profits, and then maybe a little bit more after my second or third attempt for this long. And I was kind of annoyed because really this was a textbook short after this push double top, broke below VWAP, I believe that was over here, and then it faded all the way down for gap fill. Didn't completely gap fill, but up to this point down into the 505. And so I'm really bummed I didn't remember my watch list plan and planning the short out for this, and taking advantage of this, because this was a really nice clean drop after this 522 level broke. And so sorry about the guys that joined me on the long, and I still think bigger picture, I think this is the long, but this was the entry for that long that we wanted, and then now we just need to see for this 520 break. Oh, I didn't even see it after hours it did that. That's neat. So I got back long over here toward the end of the day, and let's see if this rides out and has some follow through. If it can clear this 522 level, that's going to be the major area, and then 530, and then we can maybe get that 540, 560 breakout. Now, if we break back below 510, I would be way more cautious, because I think this could potentially fill back down into 495, 500. So let's see what happens in the coming days. But my bias is definitely long as 510 holds. Okay, let's do the last one from the watch list that I want to talk about today, and that's Tesla. Okay, let's pull up the watch list comments real quick. Okay, we have decent gap up, but steady selling. Overall thinking we may see the gap fill on the open, and then a rip into the 400 plus this week, and in anticipation of the battery day. right? And sorry guys, I meant to, and I missed it on my chart. I should have had the 375 in the levels here, and I think I must have rushed it this morning, so I'm sorry I didn't have that included. All right, so let's take a look at the chart again. And the so what we have happen. Let's take a look. So let's take a look at the open pre-market. We have this action right here. This is where you get the watch list right around at this point. And then I said, hey, expecting a gap fill. So look, check it out. 372, 370. We got the gap fill. Then it comes back up. Could get long with a starter here. Add to the position here, and then look where it went. 400 plus, all the way to 420. So I'd say the read and the plan on the watch list for this overall was spot on. I hope this having this plan and the watch list was helpful to people, guys. These are great trades. These are how you beat Theta. It's by finding momentum, having a catalyst, getting great entries. So good. Anyways, that's it. Thank you everyone for watching Man vs. Theta. I hope you're enjoying these, and I will see you guys next time.
Objective in life, doubters overnight, and onto them you shine bright, cause inside you